the only 3 stretches you need for better flexibility. If you struggle with flexibility and want to improve quickly, but don't have a lot of extra time, you're not alone. And the good news is that I have just 3 stretches that you need to improve your flexibility. The first is an active stretch and dynamic mobilization, where we go from a deep squat to a forward fold with a shoulder stretch. The squat is fundamental for improving the health of the joints of the lower body, as well as the lumbar spine. And the forward fold with shoulder stretch element will help to target something that most of us struggle with, is our hip and hamstring flexibility, as well as our shoulder range of motion. To practice the squat element of this dynamic stretch, you can start with a target if your hips don't go all the way down. Over time, you can slowly reduce the height of the target. This will give you tangible feedback as to how you're improving. Similarly, if the ankles and the calves are the limiting factor, you can elevate the heels to help so that the hips can go into the full range. And over time, you can reduce the height of that elevation as well. Now, as you move into the forward fold, you'll want to start with a wider grip depending on your shoulder mobility. You can use a stick or a strap. If you choose to use a stick, you can add a weight to make it a loaded stretch. Loaded stretching is a great way to safely override the stretch reflex and create instant improvements to our flexibility. With any new routine, remember to practice patience as your body gradually opens up over time. Number 2 is the middle splits. Now, opening up the inner leg is crucial for proper movement of the leg and the hip joint. This also directly affects the health of our lower back and our spine. Start in a more shallow position, just getting comfortable with the range. Then gradually, over time, as you start to work yourself closer and closer towards the floor, you'll need to start to implement an anterior pelvic tilt. This pelvic tilt will allow for full range of motion of the femur in the hip socket. While practicing this stretch, I recommend 3 rounds at 60 seconds each. And with the previous mobilization, I recommend 2 minutes of moving dynamically and then holding for 60 seconds in the deep squat and then holding for 60 seconds in the forward fold with the shoulder stretch. Now in the middle split, we can implement end range isometrics. End range isometrics are a great way to safely override the stretch reflex in order to instantly improve our flexibility. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around for that. Up next is the couch stretch. This stretch combines deep knee flexion with hip extension, something that we could all benefit from. It's especially important and beneficial as it's the opposite hip position that we're used to from being seated throughout the day. Along with the splits and the warm-up, this stretch is helping to restore full range of motion to the lower body and improve our athleticism. For this stretch, you'll set up by taking your back leg shin close to the wall. Over time, you'll be able to move your knee all the way against the wall. Start with your hands low on the inside of your front leg. Over time, you can slowly elevate and eventually take your back all the way against the wall. Like I mentioned earlier, this will take time if you're not practiced. Don't force. Your breath is important to pay attention to, so make sure that you're practicing slow, long exhalations. If you're holding your breath, you're going too hard. Now an advanced and dynamic variation of the stretch, where we're also improving our shoulder health and overhead range of motion, would be where we elevate the back leg arm and then move dynamically forward and back through the stretch. As a bonus, you can make it a loaded stretch by holding a weight. This will seal in your strength and flexibility gains in the position. It will also be a catalyst to improving your flexibility. I recommend only practicing this technique once you have the full range of motion down and you feel very comfortable holding with the back close to the wall. Again, we're aiming for 3 sets at 60 seconds each with all these stretches. And ideally, we're implementing them 3 to 4 times a week. Stretching less just isn't enough. And studies show that stretching more or for longer duration doesn't really elicit a significant improvement. Now, if you're struggling with the overhead range for your shoulder or have a lot of upper back, neck, and shoulder tension, I'm gonna throw in this bonus stretch that you can do called the butcher block stretch. For the butcher block stretch, you'll start with your elbows supported on a chair or a stool. You can hold a stick in between your hands or a yoga block, or you can hold a weight to make it a lotus stretch. Once in position, you'll start to lean your chest closer towards the ground to find a stretch. But you'll want to maintain a tuck in your pelvis so that your lower back isn't taking the burden, and so that we can move the stretch into the thoracic spine, into the shoulders where we're trying to. While tucking the pelvis, you'll create a hollow body position. And it's important to attempt to breathe diaphragmatically, or to think of the rib cage expanding out to the sides like an accordion. Breathing diaphragmatically is important for the health of our spine, but will also help to trigger the relaxation response so that it can take us deeper into the stretch. Implementing these stretches will be key to improving your body's flexibility and overall range of motion. But you'll want to make sure that you're not ignoring this one thing that is vital and might be holding you back. So watch this video next to uncover the secret to instantly improving your flexibility.